The roster, ladies and gentlemen, of the Crusader Classic 2026 is, and this is in alphabetical order, Alfie, Colonello, Coxie, Donator, Laginarium, Lake, Mika RS, Mr. No Sleep, Mutz, Odablock, Panic, Peta, Rog, Reese, Sick Nerd, Skill Specs, Solo Mission, Sync, Torvesta, and Vancouver. So 12 of those names I read out are going to qualify and be in Rally. So if you go down his names, there's a lot of people I think will qualify. Just they will qualify, you know. There's no way Reese does not qualify on that roster. But then if you go down the people who I think won't qualify, it honestly is pretty difficult to decide who those last few are. So battling it out for like the 10th, 11th, and 12th spot is going to be an interesting one, I think. Yeah, Laginarium I think is going to qualify. Why did you have an MSA-related title today, but not yesterday, but not today? Because Knight had the best performance of all time in the MSI, and today Craps was freaking trash. You know, I didn't want to put my title down as Broken Brain and Craps, mate, you know? Peta thinks he's going to win it all, too. He thinks he's better than Oda. I think it's between Peta, Oda, Reese, and Panic. If I had to go between those of who I think the best NH staker is, I think Peta's probably better than Panic. But the reason why, if I had to actually bet, I think I would actually bet on the Big O is because there's multiple gear setups, not just NH stake. So if you take people out of their comfort zone of NH stake, they might not perform as well. And I think Oda kind of knows every style setup and all that shit, and I don't know if the other people do. That's the only reason I'd be betting on the Big O. Other than that, on a level of skill set, yes, I think Peta would be better than Oda, so we'll see. I mean, on a shitty Dino streamer and report it. There is some multi and shit though where Peta would be good as well, but we'll see. I'm excited. Personally, the final I really want is Panic versus Peta, Panic versus Oda, Oda versus Peta. Any of those combinations, I think will be freaking banging final. Because you'll be getting to witness like the best of the best. I want to see Panic on no ping as well. I wonder if he just absolutely zoggles everything or if he just gets stomped. Solo mission! Solo mission's gonna be curb stomped, bro! Nah, I'm gonna cause it. Is Dino in the tournament? Dino's garbage. Had the best gear in the game in All-Stars. I got 2 kills over 60 hours, mate. Embarrassing, mate. You know, Dino should retire, I think. Need Dino and West Ham in the tourney. West Ham was in it and dropped out, and I think Dino dropped out as well, but don't fact check me on that. I'm not 100% sure. Because, yeah, the tournament does have, like, a very obvious skill set for people, and the tournament would be better if it was absolutely stacked to the brim. Yeah, I don't really want to go to the USA again. Yeah, Dino didn't want to, I think, because it's Kick exclusive, the finale. And I also think West Ham doesn't want to fly to America again so soon. So that's probably my guesses. Good chance that's right. Daily reminder, Alfie. Kick exclusive, what's that? It's basically streamed on Kick and only on Kick. So if you're competing and your audience is going to watch, you have to send them over to Kick, which I don't think Dino wants to do. You know, that's why I'm casting, I'm multi-streaming on Kick right now, so I don't mind at all. Why is it 2-day qualifiers? Basically, 20 people compete, and then only 3 go through to compete in the rally final. But then the other 17 that are left over go to qualifier 2, and they do it again. So then there'll be 14 left over with 6 qualified. Then down to 11, then down to 8. 8 people will not qualify and will not go to rally, and the other 12 will go to rally. The wild thing is the people who qualify last literally have their flights booked like 2 days before they have to fly. So if they don't have, like, Esters and all that garbage sorted, they're in the bin. Have fun explaining that, Shim. No, it's very easy to explain that in a moment. All right, chat. We're in the final stretch. But yeah, my prediction is, like, Oda, Peta, Panic, Reese, they're going to qualify immediately. So the last fights will be the gigglers. So it's going to kind of be like a Sick Nerd, Mutt, solo mission angle near the end to see who qualifies. Going through the list, there's a few people there that I think are quite good that aren't going to qualify. Sick Nerd's in a good position, because I personally think if he doesn't qualify, he's not going to give a shit, because he has to fly to America again. Medlog at 1968, can somebody please image of that to Gazzy so I can see it? There's money involved? 10,000 to first place. 10,000 large to first place. Where's Mika in the standing? I think Mika will qualify. When's the PK tournament? Tomorrow, my brother. Crusader Classic 2026, commentated by me and EVscape. Lots of good fights to have. We might even see Odablock versus Mr. No Sleep. That'll be interesting. You know, the roster's actually quite strange because it does have, like, a lot of very good PKs. Then it's got some, like, all-rounders. And then it's got a load of people who I have no idea their PK experience. You know, I'm kind of hoping Mr. No Sleep just absolutely slurps out some 1030 and shit. When's the PK tournament? Tomorrow, my brother. Crusader Classic 2026, commentated by me and EVscape. Lots of good fights to have. We might even see Odablock versus Mr. No Sleep. That'll be interesting. You know, the roster's actually quite strange because it does have, like, a lot of very good PKs. Then it's got some, like, all-rounders. And then it's got a load of people who I have no idea their PK experience. You know, I'm kind of hoping Mr. No Sleep just absolutely slurps out some 1030 and shit. The general. Hey, man, I hope the general qualifies, but I think he's going to be getting slurped up by Mutz, mate. I was watching Mutz's stream last night, mate. He was slurping the general. If Oda doesn't qualify, will there be some corruption going on? The game is the game. I would be extremely surprised if Oda doesn't qualify. There are 20 people competing, and the top 12 qualify. So if you put Oda in a roster of 20 people, how many times do you think he can actually beat his competition? And again, the way it works is if you get the most impossibly hard bracket, like for all we know, it's going to randomly generate the fights. It might be Oda versus Petter first fight, you know? He gets eliminated. But then if Petter qualifies, he doesn't fight anymore. He's qualified. So then Oda has another 3 attempts. So a lot of the good PKers are going to almost guarantee themselves a spot. You know, I'm curious if Solo Mission gets a spot, you know, does Mika get one? Does Mutz get one, you know? Because there is a point where all the top PKers will lock in their spots, and then there's only a few spots left to the rest of the roster. You know, is Alfie going to qualify, you know? I think Sick Nerd is going to get folded. Sick Nerd won't be a part of it, unfortunately, guys. Sorry to say. Yeah, show the foot to the camera. Show the foot. There's a foot, chat. A foot right there. I don't know if I get banned if I actually bite it, so I'm not going to do it. Send that to Dino, bro. Clip and send to Dino.